welcome to Pink Salt Shed TV. It's Friday the 9th of April all day, and it's a beautiful one. Absolutely beautiful. It's a shame it wasn't like this last Friday, bank holiday. Well, it was sunny, but it was really cold. Today, it's actually feeling a little bit more spring-like. Fabulous. Right, I hope you've had a great week. The weekend already, can't believe how quickly last weekend's bank holiday went, and we are back in it, well and truly, into the swing of April. Right, well, today we have got a fabulous young man joining us, a man who is described as charismatic, a singing sensation. He has a powerful voice, a velvety voice, and his career to date, well, it's been about 10 years. Started when he was 12, 13 years old, he was spotted, and he's called Thomas Cameron. Now, many of you have probably heard of him. He's from Devon, and last year he was going to be doing many tours around the country, but of course all of that was put on hold somewhat. Yet he has done so many recordings of his singles, and he has set up a radio show, chat show, so he has been super busy even though he's actually not been touring. So here's Thomas. Let's say hello to Thomas. Hi Thomas.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, I'm really good, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. Really happy to have you here.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Thomas, I've been really looking forward to speaking with you because I love the little story about how you got known or spotted, shall we say. You've probably spoken to people many times about this, but can you tell your story to us another time, if that's all right, please?
Of course, yeah. No, as you mentioned in the intro there, it was quite funny because I was always singing along to the radio in the car. That's kind of the first time that I really found that I loved music. So me and my mum used to drive to the bus stop to go to school, and we used to put the radio on. The radio was always on, so the radio was never not on, which I can remember is a really clear thing, that the music was always on in the background. And I remember me and mum always used to sing along. We used to do harmonies. A lot of the time we used to sing off tune. It was great fun, and we always used to sing along to the radio. And that's when I started to think, I love singing, really love singing. This is something that I want to do. And so my mum kind of saw that, and she's been so supportive of that. My whole family have been like that. So they started to get me some singing lessons. So I started really at the sort of end of junior school, primary school. I started to have singing lessons, which was brilliant, and really lucky to have that opportunity. And so started developing my voice. But it wasn't really, you mentioned sort of somebody spotting my more classical side.
Yes.
That happened when it was a really funny story. And I know we've talked about this before, and you said, oh, it's like a kind of, something you see in the movies. It's quite funny because what happened is,
that's what it is.
It was, yeah. So what happened is that my current singing teacher, went on maternity leave. So another lady came in to cover. And I remember her coming in, and I went in for my lesson, and she said she didn't obviously know me. So she said, oh, just sing me something. So I can't remember what I sang now, but I sang just a tiny little bit of something. And she went, oh, I was really excited. A bit of a classical singer here, musical theatre singer. And being like, sort of, that was, at that point, it was, a couple of years later. So I'd have been sort of 11, 12. And I was like, no, who's that? Who's that?
Like singing to the radio.
Yeah. So that was really funny. So she kind of heard that sort of quality of my voice, I guess. So she started throwing musical theatre books at me, classical books, and started singing stuff from musicals. And that's kind of where I started getting into that style of music. And then I started to do musicals at school, which was amazing. Took part in every concert going at school, and just fell in love. And that's kind of where it started for me, really. Is in my love for music and finding that style of music.
It must have been quite strange though, because you're listening to songs on the radio. It's like, I want to do a bit of singing. So you have your ideas of the kind of songs that you want to sing, which are the ones you hear, the quite popular ones. And then how did you kind of change to then start loving the classical side of things, because they're two very different genres of music?
Yeah, so true. And I think because of my age as well, I was so young. I was surrounded by my friends listening to, the trendy stuff on Radio 1. Isn't this song cool? And of course I was like, oh, I'm singing something from, Les Mis or Phantom of the Opera, which was so unusual with my friendship group, So the way I got into it really is, as I said, she gave me books. My vocal tutor gave me books, and I started singing, and I just fell in love with the music and the words as well, because I thought these are just absolute masterpieces. And I think the biggest sort of selling point, if you like, for me was when I sang them, is how I felt. I was like, never had that feeling with anything else before. I was like, oh wow, something's just possessed me, and I'm just in love with this, and this is me, and it was really one of those moments where I thought, I love it, this is what I want to do.
That's mega. We've got a couple of people that have said hello. We've got Jacqueline Jacqueline has actually, here we go, let's just swish Jacqueline in. There she is. Look, do you know Jacqueline? Well, you must know
There
Jacqueline.
she is.
Perfecto.
She's a great follower. She's amazing.
And we've got, oh, swoosh, she's gone. And then we've got, here we go, Phantom. Oh, the thumbs up.
Ooh,
Oh, the thumbs up. Thank you very
we love
much.
the thumbs up.
Oh,
We'll
look at
take
this.
that.
Jacqueline says, wonderful start, beautiful songs, and lovely voice Thomas has. Oh, well, that's lovely.
Aw,
That's lovely.
thank you. That's so kind.
That's lovely to know. So tell me about your friends then. Did you sing in front of your friends? Were they supportive? Did they kind of know what you were doing?
That's a great question. Well, it was a weird one. My close friends, I remember it was a really weird time because you suddenly, like you say, find this voice and it's
Yeah.
like this superpower really because nobody else around you was kind of doing it. So it was really funny. And I remember I used to be in the music room. I remember we had this amazing music room that had a lovely big ceiling with wooden beams. So it was like a massive echoey room. And I remember my friends used to come in and sit on the school table and say, oh, sing something for us, we want to hear it. And I remember sort of singing to them. And it was, singing to your friends, and any musician or any singer will tell you that. So performing to your close friends or your family or just a couple of people is harder than performing to like 2,000 people because it's people you know.
Yeah.
And it's so intimate. They were really supportive. My close friends were amazing, and they were really the ones that pushed me to say, yeah, you've got to do this concert. And they ended up getting me to host the music concerts at the school. I was only like 11, 12. So I'd be the person like, good evening, and have to do all the fire exit things. So that was an amazing, turn your phone off.
It's over there.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, it's a sort of cabin crew thing, which again, at the time just was a lot of fun. But actually, now I look back at it, what an amazing experience for me to be able to sort of, now I can host, when I'm doing concerts, I'm confident to sort of be able to speak and
it's true,
give little stories in between. And I think, a lot of that
little bit
helps.
of discomfort with your friends, thinking, oh my God, what are they going to think, about this? Actually pushed you to then have the confidence to just do whatever, keep going and talk to anyone about anything and talk to the room. It's not an easy thing to do. I mean, I'm completely out of my comfort zone talking to the camera, talking to that camera, and it feels really, really weird, but you just kind of get on with it. It's just like, whatever.
Yeah. Well, you're amazing at it, so.
Thank you very much. So tell us, in that sort of, for me, there's a bit of a gap from when you were that age. So you did lots of things at school, musicals, were involved very much in that way. When you got to end of school, A-levels, finishing school, how did you then bring music into your life a little bit more?
Yeah, so it was like you say, there was a bit of a gap there. But at that point, when I was like 12, 13, I realised that music's what I love. So then I could sort of engage doing GCSE music and things like that, A-level music.
Yeah. Oh, you've frozen a little bit.
Guitars and everything. That got to the point when I was leaving school and thinking, well, we've got more people swiped across. So yes, saying we got to that point, and I thought, right now, music is what I want to do. So just before that, there's a bit of a crucial point for me, is that I started gigging at the time I was doing my GCSE, so I started doing concerts. So that was another thing that was different to my friends. So obviously they'd all be like, oh, we're doing this party, we're going here. But I was like, well, I'm performing here on Friday, here on Saturday, here on Sunday, whilst revising in the day, back to school to do exams during the week, you know? So I was that passionate. And I remember my head of music at the time, I'll never forget a sort of quote that he said. He said, you're just, school's getting in the way for you now. You just need to be let out to go, because I was obviously I couldn't do gigs because I was like, no, I've got exams. I was asked to do this show over in somewhere in Ireland or something. I said, I just can't, because my education is really important. I've got to do shows. I've got to do my exams rather. So, but anyway, as soon as I finished school, then I was like, my music teacher said, I was out of the gates. I went for it, and of course straight away I already had because I'd been gigging before, so I'd had it on a slow burner. Then obviously I could just suddenly ramp it right up. So that's what happened there. I was doing lots of shows, and then I remember the pivotal moment when I started just doing it as a job rather than obviously going off to uni or something like that. I posted 2 videos on YouTube, and this was another one of the funny fate things we talked about the other day. We thought it was funny. So I had put 2 videos on. One was just me. So I remember I sat under a tree with a guitar, just singing something really just mellow. And the other one was me in a massive venue with a grand piano and singing something classical. It was Anthem from Chess, actually, which is on my album now, because it's quite two extremes, just fiddling away and then a big moment. So I remember I got contacted. I got a message on Facebook I always tell this one at my shows as well. It's really funny. And basically, it kind of said it was from somebody I didn't know, and it just said, "Why aren't you famous yet?" or "Why aren't you known yet?"
Oh,
So of course I'm like, "Well, give me a chance, you know. I've only just left school. Give me a couple more years." Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, exactly. It's just be funny. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, it turned out to be a producer, and I went over and he invited me over to meet him in Dublin. So I've just coming out of school, only being sort of 16 really at the time, 17.
yeah.
This was a big thing to suddenly be like, right, come over to Dublin. I want to talk about producing an album for you. So it was a really scary time, but obviously an extremely exciting time. So I did, because I just took every opportunity. I think that's a really important thing, is
Hmm.
to just never say no, you know. So I went over there, met him, and he said, "Yeah, I want to produce an album for you, and I'm thinking about taking you to Real World Studios, which is Peter Gabriel Studios, funny enough." So again, another massive moment, and I thought, that isn't what I was
Oh,
expecting. You know, I thought I might be able to record something in my bedroom, you know, and
yes, yeah,
and
yeah,
sing something.
yeah.
But the fact, yeah, the fact that to do that was amazing. So the next thing I know, that about 6 or 7 months later, I'm in that studio recording my first debut album. So that's kind of the transition from leaving school within about,
Really quick.
6 months to a year. Yeah, I
I
was in
mean,
a
school. I mean,
studio.
school anyone back. School never holds anyone back. No kid is held back by school. So I had
No,
to get but it
no,
seems really that
yes,
you really were waiting. You were just poised to be able to be, let off into the world of music and recording. Um, and do
yeah.
you write your own? You write your own music. You write your own words, etc.
So yeah, well, especially when I was younger, I wrote loads of songs and I had loads of my own original material out. And then when came to working in the studio, I was lucky enough to be connected with some amazing songwriters from
Yeah.
across the world that actually wrote some of the songs on my debut album. And also, the songs on my first album, a lot of them are covers of big musical hits, because they really important to me, because everyone has a story on my debut album. For example, Anthem
Hmm.
was on it. That's the one that I first sang when somebody saw me singing. And then
Yeah.
another song is the first song I sang as a kid, blah blah blah, that kind of thing. So everyone had every story, every song had a story.
Yes.
So yeah, but I love working with songwriters and doing original stuff. That's
I
fantastic.
bet it's quite an amazing feeling, actually, especially if you have a song written for you. We've got a comment here from Tracy Moore. Tracy, let's just swish Tracy in. I want to do a duet with Thomas. Thomas and the
Ooh,
Primitive Machine. Class voice. How fabulous is that?
no, that sounds cool.
That sounds cool. And then
That's
Jacqueline
lovely.
says,
Thanks, Tracy.
then Jacqueline says, Tracy, that would be amazing. And Tracy says, wouldn't it just, with a big heart. So we like that. We love, keep the comments coming in, everybody. It's lovely to we'll always try and fit them into our little
Yeah,
chat
definitely.
if we can do. Right. So tell us about, so the moment you got busy, you got recording, and it sort of started going a bit exponential on the charts. When you were setting up last year, how were you getting busy? Everything was planned, it was all kicking off, and then what happened?
Yeah, what a weird time. What a
Sorry, that's
year,
quite
or
a
sort
big
of,
question, isn't it? Oh, it's a big
yeah.
answer, isn't it? Sorry.
Yeah, definitely. No, that was so. Well, basically, like you said, I had a tour, and my biggest tour to date, really. The year before, in 2019, I had about a 30-date tour across the UK and Ireland, which was phenomenal. I loved it, and of course, I had that again, plus loads more
Yeah,
dates. And one of the big ones for me is when the year before, I performed at the National Concert Hall of Ireland, which was my biggest show
yeah,
that
big
I've
venue.
done. It was a massive moment for me. Yeah, it's a phenomenal venue. It's the principal venue for classical music in Ireland. So to sing there was just an honour, you know.
Yes.
So I sang there the last time I was on tour, and it sold out. And I was invited to go back again this year. So that was my sort of end of tour, my big date, before I
Yes.
came home at the end of the tour. But of course, all that's been postponed, we're going to say, pushed forward. So I thought, now I'm going to have a lot more time on my hands where I'm not touring. I'm going to be at home a lot more, because normally in the summer I'm not home. I might be home for about 2 hours in 2 months.
God,
You know, it's that much.
yes.
Yeah, it's we just hopping around the country, just staying in hotels, which
Oh,
is a
make sure
great
you pack your
experience.
teddy.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And so I thought, what am I going to do? And I was talking to my manager, and we were just having a bit of a brainstorm. And he said, look, I think what would be amazing, what you could do, and we were bouncing ideas off, is just have a bit of a chat show, just talk to
Yeah.
like-minded musicians. And the big thing for me, one, he would just thought it'd be great because we could interact with people that can watch it and enjoy it. But also for me, my element of it is that I just wanted to talk to colleagues, musicians, friends that I know, and just make sure they're okay, keep, and talk to them, because they're all stuck at home. They're on these, some of them are on these world tours,
Yes.
performing to millions of people, and they're suddenly confined to their own homes. I thought, let's talk
Actually,
to
it's
each
true.
other.
It's about the sense of community and keeping people connected, even though you can't be with anyone. That, I think that's partly why I do it as well. It's because you can talk to people and people can be engaging, or they can just sort of have it on in the background. It's a voice, and it's proper. It's live, and it's things that are going on now that people can relate
Yes.
to. But it's great to have that show.
Yeah, no, it's so true. And I found it, not only has it been lovely for, like I say, the other musicians, for me as well,
Hmm.
just stay connected and also meet a lot of new people. Initially, it was friends that I invited, that I knew, but now I'm just meeting so many amazing people, and musicians, actors, comedians, whatever they are, and just talking to them, and just enjoying talking to them. So that was, yeah, our adaptation really. But that went
Hmm.
slightly mad, and started talking to some amazing people. And ended up, we're heading for like 200,000 people that have watched my shows now. So
Mega.
I'm just, honoured by the amount of people that join me. And that's been my main massive adaptation really, is just
And that starts
that, the
in
chat
May.
show, and then I was offered the radio show. So
Yeah.
I've been doing that as well.
And that's every
Yeah, so
Saturday,
that,
isn't
yeah,
it? So
back in the first time, the first time.
you're frozen. Oh, there you are. There you are. So your
I'm
radio
back
show
now.
started in May last year, and you've been doing it every Saturday. Is that right? So people can listen to your radio show. Tell us how they get to it.
Yes, so yeah, the chat show, the video element started last year, and then the radio show only started in January, so it's still really
That's right.
fresh for me
Yeah,
actually.
that's
Yeah, so so basically people can listen online anywhere in the world, and it's lovely that people are all their different time zones. People tune in, and some of the, I got some amazing fans that listen in America. So I mean, they've got to get up at about 4 a.m. to be able to listen, because it's a breakfast show, and they
dedication.
do. They set their alarms, and I get these videos of them dancing along to the tracks they've requested. It really is amazing.
So
So yeah, they
sorry,
can go
Jacqueline
and
says
oh,
Jacqueline says the radio show is great too. Thomas is a fun host. And actually,
there we
Jackie's
go.
from Philadelphia, so yeah, you really do have somebody
Oh,
over
there
at the
you
US.
go.
Yeah, yeah.
There we go. There we go. Thanks, Jacqueline. That was perfect timing.
Oh, we've got
Yeah.
another comment, Joe Mahoney. Thomas is an
Yes.
amazing tenor. Let's just swoosh that one in. There we go. Look, Thomas is an amazing tenor and adored by all his fans. The nicest person to ever meet. That's so nice. That's lovely.
Oh, this is
We love
lovely.
the love that you're getting this morning. It's so nice.
Yes.
Okay,
It's
thank you,
so
Joe.
early for me, all this blushing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You don't need to put any rouge on your cheeks, do you?
No, oh no, no, they are amazing, and I think that's one of the biggest things of the lockdown. With starting the show, I thinking, hopefully a few people listen, or even if nobody listens, it's just lovely for the people that are on the show, for us just to chat and just to make sure they're okay.
It's
So the
true.
support is,
It's true, because I always think, if nobody's listening to me, then I'll just say to them, well, you didn't miss it. You can still listen. And I put a link
yes,
out to
yeah,
the places. It's not just now that we're available. We are available all other times as well. There is a record of it, a
that's
history of it. And do subscribe,
yes.
obviously.
Yes, definitely. No, and I think I remember somebody said to me on one of my shows, once you've done something, it's there. Nobody can ever take it away from you. And I've taken that quote away. I mean, it was only a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember who it was now, but I just thought, wow, what a quote. Once you've done something, it's part of your history. You've done it. Nobody can take it away, and that will be with you forever. So I
Yeah,
think that's
it's
a really,
true. And the things that you wish you hadn't have done, well, never wish you haven't done them, because you're doing what you're doing now because of them. And if you're enjoying what you're doing, then
yeah,
it's part of the process, isn't it?
so
Part of
true.
the
So
process.
true.
So tell us,
It is, yeah.
so you've done your radio shows, you've done your chat shows, but you've also recorded loads of songs as well. Tell us about those, please. We want to know what they're called, where we can get them, and actually you've won awards for them as well. You've been the #1 on the Amazon. On the
Yes,
Amazon
I mean
bestseller list.
that was amazing. And the first track that I released on we basically, first of all, I had the album, and it was a sort of exclusive album that I took on tour with me.
Mhm.
So I would go around, and it was just a physical album, so it's something that people could get when they came to see me. It could be
Yeah.
signed, and it was just a nice exclusive, which I thought was a lovely idea. I can't take credit for that, but I thought it was a lovely idea. But then when lockdown struck, we obviously, my manager was like, okay, right, that idea was great, but it can't happen because nobody can see me on tour anymore. So
Mhm.
let's share it to the wider, the world, and put it online. So we started off by sharing singles that had been already recorded on from the album, and actually put them out there. So we started with Nothing Lasts Forever, which is a song that's an original song with Pat Fagan, who's an amazing
Yeah.
guitarist and singer-songwriter from Ireland. Absolutely love him. The loveliest guy as well. And so that was the first one. We said, let's put it out there on all major platforms and just see what happens, you know, because I know people love, especially people that follow me, love a physical CD. But yeah, the response, it just went to the Amazon Broadway charts, and it was there for, you know, like 10 weeks or something like that, something ridiculous, and it just sat there, which was amazing, and people
Love
loved
it.
it. And it's that song has become a bit of my anthem, you know. Yeah, a bit of a theme tune because it's on the
Well, we're
chat
playing
show at the
we'll
start,
be
and
playing that one
people,
later. I'll play that one later to you.
oh
Actually,
brilliant,
we'll
there
have
you
a
go.
moment where we all go a little bit quiet. We all close our eyes and we all sit back and listen to your voice.
Yeah, I love that. But yeah, it's just funny how a song, you know, becomes an anthem for you, doesn't it? One that, you know, everybody connects with you. But so that happened, and then we thought, look, people are obviously enjoying it. It's giving them. We wanted to. I think the biggest thing for me in lockdown is just wanting to give back to the people and make sure that everybody's, you know, okay, and they've got something to listen to, something to enjoy,
Mhm.
and something to feel connected. So and so we just released another song. We did Bring Him Home as well, that was kind of my first anthem before.
Yeah.
That was my first ever single. And that was one that was recorded before, which was just, that was even more mind blowing. I mean, within a week of it being released, I hadn't even toured yet, and I was nominated for a Classic Brit Award off the back of it, which was just like, is that a mistake? You know, it's a typo. They've
Is that a
accidentally emailed the wrong
mistake?
person.
Is that a mistake?
Yeah, they mean, yeah, Thomas something else. They put the wrong, hyphen
Yeah,
in. But
the
anyway,
wrong name.
yeah. But honestly, that was amazing, and it got nominated for Best of Music as well. It was just, what a time that was, and it was just everywhere. And of course, that one went to #1 on the same chart, and I just
Yeah.
thought, wow, what is going on? So I mean, that just carried on going and going. So we released, like you said, in the end, released 6 singles.
Yeah.
And every single one went. Another one was an original with Christopher Rowley. He's fantastic, lovely song duet I did with him. And we just released. And the most recent one was a really special one that I got reached out to by Sam Hiller, who's West End
Yes.
director for Les Mis. Yeah,
Yeah.
and he said to me, he just messaged. We've been friends for a while now. He came on my show last year, so I've known him for about a year now. And he just messaged me and said, look, let's sing together. I'm at home. I'm not back to Les Mis I'm not directing until May. We're both at home. I want to sing with you. Would you, and he was so lovely. A bit like I was with the nomination. He said, look, you obviously say no, but I just want to know that I put it out there. So I said, of course,
I'm not going
I
to say no
want
to
to.
that.
Yeah, of course not. Yeah. So we did that. And that was one that was recorded in lockdown.
Mhm.
So, I have a little microphone here, my home studio set up, and he was at home. And it was so fun doing that because, he hasn't recorded at home before. And we were on little WhatsApp messages going, oh, yeah, no, try turning that down. Try doing this, try this,
Yeah.
try this. And it was just such a
Tricky
fun
but
experience
fun.
because it's,
Yes.
yeah, real homegrown, and he was helping me, directing me, and it was a Les Mis song, of course, so he was doing exactly what we would do in production with the song over video, and it was just phenomenal. And that was released for a charity as well, so which is to help
Lovely.
young people get into music. So just an all-round amazing experience. And releasing the songs, I didn't think they would all do so well, but honestly, thanks to the amazing people that are watching now that got them there. Couldn't do it without them.
Well, when you've got it, you've got it, and I suppose. And if people like your style, people like your writing, and you cover different. I mean, it's classical, but you cover different kind of versions of songs as well, and that's great. To change something that's already out there and to make it yours is an art form as well. It's fabulous. And you mentioned something there which I want to bring
Yeah,
into
love
to
doing that.
what you do, because one thing I feel about you is that you've got such passion and drive and ambition for what you do, but you want to pass that on to other people as well. You're encouraging, you're motivational, and you inspire others to want to carry on or to take up their own music. So tell us about the music school that you run. What's all that about?
Definitely, yeah. That's something else that's been keeping me busy, and it's quite nice. I don't normally get to talk about that on interviews, so it's really nice. And they're not people that follow me don't hear much about, so that's
Yeah.
really lovely. And that was something last year. It was about January last year, and I've been lucky enough to work with amazing children on charity singles, teaching them, coaching them on their voice, and just working with them to get a love for music, and
Mhm.
just help them along the way of just how to find their voice, and how to do music, and if that
Yeah.
makes sense, and how to access music. And I've loved doing that. And I loved it so much that I thought, I've just got to progress this more. And it's actually been, I've had a few sort of big goals in life. Obviously, I've got millions of goals, but big goals, you know, those things are, I want to do that. I want to do that. And one of those was to have my own music school from a really young age, from back at being at school again, which sounds mad, being at school and wanting a music school. But I used to, when I was in the senior school, I used to direct junior school plays. So when I was in the seniors, I used to go back down to the junior and direct their plays, the ones that I was in. So I've always loved that. So I thought, I'm going to do it. You know, I'm lucky enough to tour. While I'm touring, I want to know that there's people teaching kids how to do what, you know, what I'm doing, as
Yes.
well as just singing, you know, guitar, bass, drums, everything. And it's a massive passion for me. So yeah, I opened a music school in Exeter in February last year, could you believe? So just about a month before
Me.
this hit. Yeah, so started just with one school completely full and it was running, and then
You cut
we only
out a
did
little
about
bit
3 or 4 weeks of the school.
Sorry, Thomas, you cut out a little bit there.
Oh, did I?
I
Yeah.
don't know
So
whether it was. Sorry, I didn't know whether you just said that what it is. The school that you run is called the Rock Project in Exeter.
yes, yeah. So the Rock Project in Exeter. So it's for rock and pop music, which is what, you know, kids of that age absolutely love. So it's
Yeah,
nice they can access, and we play, and they all play the stuff that they hear on the radio. You know, it's rock pop
absolutely.
hits, and which is great. You know, I
What
think
a
that's
place
really
to start.
important that
It's
they're
how
seeing
you
what they want to.
started in the car. Turn the music up loud.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think if a child can sing what they enjoy and what they love to sing, that's straight away, you know, a first step into them doing music,
Yeah.
because it's automatically familiar, and they're, you know, they can just, they're happy to go for it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if they've sort of got this barrier of something they don't know, and I'm still like that now. If it is trickier if you've got a barrier and you're like, I don't know this stuff. It's straight away, oh, hang on, I don't know if I want to do this. It's really interesting. You know, if you know something, you're confident and you go
Absolutely.
and you do it if you know a
Yeah.
song. Yeah.
My daughter learns
So
the piano, and you know, she's about grade 3. She hasn't taken any exams because, well, she couldn't. So she's, you know,
yeah,
she's about grade 3, and she's kind of, she lacks a bit of motivation. She doesn't want to do this, do that, and a lot of the music that she needs to play, she hasn't heard of. So it makes it a little bit more difficult reading the music and the transition to how you play it properly. So I've just bought her piano accompaniments for Billie Eilish songs that she likes. We chatted the other day, she likes Billie Eilish.
yeah,
And already there's that spark in her eye of like, she can't wait to get playing, because that's what she loves, that's what she knows. And if she can play it too, that
yeah,
would be amazing. So I completely understand
brilliant.
the transition or the translation from knowing something and wanting to perform it versus not knowing it and thinking, well, that's just, it's not the route that I want to go down.
Yeah, it's so true. Yeah, and I think it's even like you've done, you know, mixing it with other stuff. So yeah, we want to do the exam pieces, but just that, like you say, that spark in your eye where it's that song. I love that. And
Yeah,
again, Billie Eilish is one that comes up all the time, or
yeah,
you
I'm
know,
not
all of the
surprised.
really
I think she's
popular
fab.
singers.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no, really fab. So yeah, so that was a big thing. Obviously, then lockdown struck, but we took it all online. So you know, about 100 plus children, about 130, 140 children that are had to sort of for online education, music education now, which has been an experience. It's nice that they've been able to keep going and enjoy
Yeah.
it. And now after Easter holidays, they'll all be back at the school and rocking together in the same room, which is going to be amazing. So I think they're all really excited for that.
And
So
do
I
you
definitely am to see them all back there and rocking.
well, that's true. And do you go there? Are you physically present there as well when you're allowed to be? And you teach online as well, is that right?
Yeah, definitely. I'm always there. Yeah, I think that's really important because I just love to see it. I think there's nothing better. That's one of the things I love most. You know, I go there and we've got a big, massive room where they're all plugged in. They play as a band, so they're all plugged into the speakers, and
They're
they're
all
just
plugged
rocking
in.
out to songs that they all love. And that's one of the best feelings. Just looking across, thinking, I love that. That's what I wanted to do. That's, you know, that was my goal, is to just see kids doing what they love and being together playing music. So yeah, always
Absolutely.
there and online as well. Yeah,
We've
doing
got
masterclasses and working with
we've got
students
Jacqueline here. Let's
online.
just swish this in, look for you to see. Thomas is making the children's dreams come true, and talking about this, their song True Colours is awesome. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
the tour colours is True Colours. But yes, so there's a lot of support for you and a
Yes.
lot of people believing in what you do and how you do it, and the fact you're giving back. Another comment here, making a legacy. You rock, says Tracy. That's fabulous. We do like all of this,
Oh,
all of these compliments. We love a
they're
compliment, don't we?
far too kind.
In fact, one
Yeah.
funny thing
Oh,
is that Thomas is loved so much that Thomas got lots of Easter treats, Easter chocolate treats.
oh yeah.
Thank you. Have you got
Yeah,
through them
no,
yet?
I'm sure, yeah, I know some of them that are listening to saying that was so lovely. Just to, you come on your doorstep, there's the piles of boxes from, Ireland, America, and
Yeah.
all over the world, just full of Easter eggs. And I'm like, this is just amazing.
What?
So yeah, the love is unbelievable.
How do they get to know your address, though? I mean, I'm not saying give us your address, Thomas, but how do they know? Do they address it to the Rock Project in Exeter then?
So it's that we've got a little HQ that we send, so everything, all my stuff goes to, and then it's forwarded on to
Aha.
me, which is good. So it's like so there's like a little, we call it like the HQ. So it's just where everything's sent, postage stuff
Got
sent, so
you.
then my team
Okay.
can
It's
team
the
can
hub
forward it on.
where your fan
Yes.
mail can go, like a bit of fan mail. What is the
Yeah,
address
it's
then?
lovely.
What is the address? Of,
Pardon. Oh yeah. Well, people know I've got it posted on. You can see it on my socials,
okay,
so people
cool.
can find that.
Cool. Well,
Yeah,
I
and
will put
website.
those up.
Yes.
I will put those up afterwards, actually. Yeah,
Yes.
I've got a little screen with how people can get in touch with you for afterwards. Oh,
Oh,
marvelous. So tell us then. So actually, I've written down here on my other little notes. There's an artist called Thomas Cameron, and he's based in Glasgow. Is that why you have to put on your things,
oh.
Thomas Cameron tenor or singer, because there are other Thomas Camerons around?
That's funny. I didn't know that actually. That's funny. Yeah, no, we've always just put tenor just because it's well, yeah. When I first started out, it's just people for easier to find me. But that's funny that there's an artist in Glasgow as well. So
Yeah,
Thomas
I was,
Cameron's either side of the
yeah,
UK.
artists. Obviously, it's a very
That's
artisty
brilliant.
name, Thomas Cameron.
Well, yeah, it is. Yeah,
So this
that's
year, then.
brilliant.
So, talk to us about this year. So, you've created your radio show this year. We're already in April. What's coming up for you?
Yeah, so as restrictions, I've just been recently, my agents have sent me some stuff, and hopefully I'm going to be back on tour. So I've got a few dates coming up. I'm going to be up in Manchester, and I've got dates in Shaftesbury and over on the Isle of Wight. So
Mhm.
sort of end of summer, towards the end of the year, things are starting to open up, and I'll be back on tour. It'll be a much smaller tour than normal, obviously, and I'm
Yeah.
sure the capacities will be smaller. But just getting out on the road and seeing people is going to be amazing. So the tour, yeah, that's definitely the main thing, is just getting back there. And of course, a new album. I know that everybody, I'm sure they'll hopefully put something in the comments that they're excited about that. But yeah, I was meant to be at the start of this year, be in Dublin in the studio recording a new album. But obviously it was like the day I was meant to go was literally the time where it was don't travel, do not get on a plane, and it just wouldn't be right to do it. So yeah, it's on hold. But yeah, new album, a tour, and then just growing the show as well. I've just been
Yes.
blown away by the amount of people that contact to come on the show, and just some of the people I spoke to this week alone that are to come on the show. I've just like in awe for who they are, and just to think, wow, you're amazing, and it's just so inspiring for me to talk to
Well, I
them.
suppose you're talking to people that have got a real stronghold in their musical career. It has spanned for many years. Tell us who it is. Tell us who you've spoken to on some of your shows.
Yeah, definitely. So a big one for me. Tomorrow morning, I'm joined by Susie Quatro. I mean, obviously, it's just an absolute musical legend. I mean, she is called the Queen of Rock. So
Yes, she
to
is.
be contacted by her, yeah, and to say, look, we want to chat. And I mean, she's joining me. I'm talking to her over 2 hours tomorrow, just about from the very start when we start talking from when she was 5.5
Hmm.
and how she discovered she loved music, straight through, with supporting people like Slade and Alice Cooper and people like that, straight through, and recording Can the Can, talking about Devilgate Drive and being in the studios, how the image of the jumpsuit started, and talking to
Yes.
her management about that, and the funny not arguments, but the sort of I'm not wearing that type of thing, or you shouldn't wear that, but how it happened, and then
Yes.
straight through to now that she's got a brand new album out that is out now, and I'm going to be playing 2 tracks from that, which is phenomenal, and she wrote it with her son, and I think I put it on my socials as well, and I said it's one of the most inspiring conversations. I've been lucky to meet amazing people, but inspiring conversations I've ever had. When you speak to somebody after, you just think, right, I'm going to do that. I've been saying I'm going to do it for
Yeah.
ages. I'm going to do it. I just felt she was just so talking about, everybody has a little light and you should use it. That
Hmm.
is your little light. Everybody's different. Everybody has their own little light. and you should make use of that, and you should do what's calling you, you know. And I just thought she was so inspiring. So we just go right through and talked about, and the sort of last thing we talk about is her brand new album, about and yeah, brand new album, and writing it with her son, which was so
Yes,
lovely to talk
see,
about.
that is
And
lovely. Her career
so
has
yeah, that was
fundamentally spanned, um, covered so many years that to be able to bring her
yeah.
son in as well is just, it's lovely. It's lovely for her. So no wonder she
Yeah,
talk about it.
yeah, the story of that is fantastic as well. Like that, it's worth listening to. Like how, I mean, it was a long time ago that he wanted to, and it was she was like, not yet. And then just the, you know, the way that it happened was brilliant. So it's
Mhm.
definitely worth listening to that. And then we finished the chat by, you know, just saying goodbye. And she's playing at the Royal Albert Hall next year, headline show to finish the tour. So we talk about how she's, you know, how she's looking forward to that and how the prep's going for that. So it's, yeah, but that's just one. And you can tell I was a massive fan talking to her.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
talking to her, yeah, and some exclusives nobody knows, but you know, we've got to give some exclusives. So I've spoken to one massive guest that's coming up, so everybody can keep the secret on here, of course, is Boney M on the show who I'm talking
God,
to. So
amazing. What an icon.
nobody knows that. That's like the, yeah, I mean, that was just ridiculous. So I've spoken to her, and one more as well, because we've got to give exclusive, the Spandau Ballet. So I've spoken to
Oh,
Spandau Ballet as
amazing.
well, who will be on the show soon. So
Oh,
yeah,
amazing. Well,
amazing
I'm
times
going to
ahead.
watch
And
the show tomorrow, and I'm going to set my alarm. I mean, I do get up, but I do like a bit of a lay-in. But, you know, husband, bring me my coffee,
yeah.
please. I'm listening to a radio show in the morning. I think that's great. I'm going to be set.
Yeah,
That's fabulous.
definitely.
Tell
Oh,
us,
brilliant.
so we know about what you do career-wise, and we know that your career is taking off. You know, you're only in your early 20s. You've done so much already, and I think I get, when you get that feeling, I get that feeling that we're going to hear a lot more about you, and you are going to be, in all of our households in one way or another, whether your music is played or whether your name is known because of how popular your music is. But what do you do as Thomas Cameron, the guy who gets up in the morning, has his coffee? You know, what do you eat for breakfast? What do you like doing in your downtime?
Oh, that's a great one. Yeah, I think on the subject of downtime, I think something I've discovered, actually lockdown's helped me discover that more, because I'm such a, you know, my friends that know me and everybody around me knows that I'm just a ridiculous workaholic. So just work is, you know, because I just love what I do. I'm so lucky to, my passion is my job, you know.
Yes.
So I'm just work all of the time. But I think one thing, massive thing for me in lockdown is just taking time to go out for walks. And I've been doing that as much as possible with friends,
Uh-huh.
just getting out there. Socially distanced walks become the most popular thing in the week now, you know, and just getting out there in fresh air. And although, you know, you can just work and work and work, I think actually, even if you took, say, 2 hours for a walk, you
Mm-hmm.
still get so much more done, because you just feel so much better for yourself. You know, you feel so much more
Yes. Yeah,
recharged, you
you
feel
can clear your
more
mind,
positive, you
get
know.
some
Yeah,
clarity, and focus
definitely.
better on what you
So
need.
yeah, yeah, honestly, 100%. I think that's something, and I've tried to, you know, always put a picture when I'm out for a walk, because I just, you know, people love to see the countryside, which is lovely as well, but also
That and
just to
you.
say, look, yeah, we all, yeah, we all get outside and enjoy the countryside. It's really
Yeah.
important. So I think, yeah, so that's definitely being the biggest thing for me in my downtime, is either that, or I've got a bike at home, a static bike, so I cycle a lot every
Uh-huh.
day. I'm on my bike and do a good half an hour on there, just get all my energy out on there, and just, yeah, that's been a big one for me as well, just to keep fit and healthy in the mind, and you know, as
And
well as
I follow you on
nothing else.
Instagram, and you do a bit of baking. Tell us what you like to cook and eat, please.
Yeah,
I'm a foodie, so I like to
that's
know
probably,
things.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, that's probably why I have to do the cycling and all this
Yeah,
walking,
true.
all this cake baking that I found in lockdown. But yeah, no, I found that on you know, I found a bit of, thought it'd be, I basically just made a cake as a one-off and really enjoyed doing it. As, I mean, I've always cooked and baked before, but just doing it as a more of a, for a fun pleasure thing. And I posted it on my Facebook, just with me and with a, you know, something like that, and it just went absolutely
Vinny.
mental. I said, what? Yeah, and I said, yeah, I said, what have you been baking? Just, and I had about 100, 200 messages of all the, oh wow, there's something here that all
Yeah.
my followers
Yeah.
seem to love, baking, cooking, you know. So I started baking every weekend really, and posting Sunday. It was, at one point it was sort of like hashtag baking with on Sunday with Thomas or something like that, and everybody would look forward to seeing what have you baked this week. and
Yeah.
post their pictures of what they'd cooked. So it just but baking's my thing. Love baking a cake, something like that, Victoria sponge or that kind of
Classic.
thing. So that's
Yeah, see,
my
classic,
go-to
classical.
classic. You know,
Coming out with the classics.
it
You ought
just
to have
sounds right. You know,
you ought to have an Instagram. You've got
yeah.
Thomas Cameron singer or Thomas Cameron tenor, and then you need Thomas Cameron baker.
Baker, yeah, definitely. That'd be funny. I don't know how popular that'd be. You
Well,
don't
I
know
don't
till you
know,
try.
probably
But yeah,
quite
so
no.
that
Keep
that's
keep
what.
going on your own Instagram feed, probably.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, no, it's that was fun discovering that. But that's yeah, Victoria sponge would be my go-to cake to make. Definitely, it just sounds
yeah.
right as well, doesn't it? A tenor making a Victoria sponge.
Nice afternoon cup of tea with Victoria Sponge. So when lockdown, well, lockdown
Yeah.
has, I suppose, kind of ended, hasn't it? We're all allowed out and about on Monday. Um, where are you going to go first? Who are you going to see first?
Oh, that's such a good question. I think live music is one of the most important things, isn't it? But the first thing, you know, the people I'm going to see first is all of my amazing students at the school. You know, all the children
Yes.
that go to my school. They'll
Yep.
be back on the following Monday, and I'm going to go down there and just see them all come running in, and they'll be all jumping on the drums, and we'll be trying to talk to them. They'll not be interested because they'll just be playing. So some of them haven't got drum kits at home and things like that. So
Oh, wow.
they've been
Okay.
like 6 months without, you know, drum
Yeah.
kits or something like that. So to see them come in and the big grin on their face is, you know, worth so much. So that's
To
going
be
to be, you know,
noisy.
one of the first things. Noisy, yeah. And but also just seeing friends and getting. I think that's really important as well, isn't it? I know I keep coming back to that, but I think that's one of the things I've learned in lockdown a
Well,
lot.
you've
You know, it's
obviously
just
missed
I
them.
think so.
So
Yeah,
that's why
yeah,
you talk about them, because it's, you know, you've had, like many other people, you've had to you've been really busy, super busy, but then when you're not busy, it's you know, it's barren, there's no one around, there's nothing to do.
mm,
So getting out and about, fresh air, has been great, but
yeah,
seeing friends and getting sort of back with them is going to be really just, it's going to be lovely for everyone. People will have missed you
yeah.
too. I mean, they can kind of interact with you a little bit on your social media, but there's nothing better than, you know, friends actually seeing you again.
Definitely, yeah. No, I think that's going to be the same with tours. You know, I just one of my favorite things is touring the country and touring other countries is meeting people. You know, you go out always, you know, go out backstage or wherever it may be
Hmm.
afterwards and say hello to everybody. And that's one of the best things. You know, you've got all of these people, they're from different places, different backgrounds,
Yep.
everything, and you get to meet them and talk about how they got into following me and how they know me and we've got all this common love of music. So it's
Yes.
the best thing.
I
Yeah.
I need to watch out for if you're coming over to, well, sort of London or Birmingham at some point. I kind of live well, probably nearer Birmingham in the
Yeah.
Cotswolds, near Stow on the Wold. But I need to know when you're coming over here, because
Lovely.
one, it would be lovely to meet you, and two, I would quite like to sit in the audience and just
Yes.
listen. Actually, I think that would be a real treat
Oh, that
for us over here. So you must keep your
definitely.
website
That'd be
updated.
so nice. Yes. Yeah, I'll make sure. Yeah, that would be lovely. No, we have to do that. It's nice to meet people in real life after you've spoken to them online, isn't it?
Yeah, actually, well, having done sort of lots of emails to and fro about coming on the show and then chatting properly with you the first time on Wednesday, I was smiling for ages afterwards. You've got a real an
Oh,
uplifting character, I think, and that was really, that comes
oh,
across really nicely. A lot of comments here about how nice it is and refreshing it is to listen to you and feel your enthusiasm and your motivation for what you do, and how your ambition is one that you really want to get your teeth into, and it's just the start. It's been lovely seeing all of these comments and showing you just a few
oh.
of them.
No,
Can't show you them all,
yeah,
otherwise
no,
I'm just
definitely.
pushing them in left, right, and centre.
I yeah, we just sit and watch the comments for an hour.
Yeah,
That'd be funny, wouldn't it?
yeah, grab a
But
coffee.
yeah, yeah. No, honestly, that's. I'm so pleased it comes across though because I think it's so important. You know, I just love. I'm just one of life's lovers. You know, just love life. And I think that's so important. And just I'm really grateful for what I'm able to do in my
Yes, I
in my
suppose
everyday. So
last year it could have been, well, it might have been that you stopped and down tools and that was it, but actually you found something to replace your own path and your own sort of getting on with things, touring with,
yeah,
actually speaking to more people about what you do and encouraging them to do it.
yeah,
And just going down, you know, talking, it's all an experience for you with the people that you've been talking to on your chat show and your radio show. and that's kind of fueling your desire to keep going as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. Yeah, I think that's been so inspiring. You know, when you come off a Zoom call or something and you just feel like doing a little dance, you know, it's like, oh, that was just so inspiring. And, you know, it's people that I've listened to forever. You know, I've just
Yes.
loved them. And, you know, I listen to them in the radio all the time, or they're on, you know, it's just weird, you know, like talking to somebody. Like I can remember I was driving back from somewhere to do the chat with lovely Liz from Boney M, who's become a, you know, lovely friend. She's lovely. And to hear she was actually on the radio as I was driving
Yeah.
to go speak to her. So just things like that, you just think, you know, wow, I'm so grateful to have these amazing friends and people that I can call upon and
Yes.
talk to about
Yeah,
music. Yeah,
you're
I'm so
expanding
grateful.
your network. And you mentioned the other day, actually, it's amazing how many of you in the music world. It's like a small world. I mean, it's vast, but it's like a small world of people that know each other, and you're connected to this person through that person. So your network of people must be expanding
Huge.
exponentially.
Yeah, it's absolutely mad, and yeah, no, that's so true. It is a very small world, the music industry. Once you're sort of, you know, a few people, then they go, oh, do you know so and so? Oh, well, like, we should do that. You know, talking to people about projects. You know, I mean, working on some projects with some great people, some new music, and they'll
Yeah.
say, oh, I've just spoken to so and so over in Bermuda who did this with this person and this person. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, so now suddenly I know them, and we've
Yes.
spoken on the phone, or we've done a Zoom, and we've all met, and we're now working on a project, something like that. You know, so it is so small. Some, you know, somebody will always know somebody else, you know, in music, if that makes sense. You know,
Yes,
they'll say, oh, do
it
you know the
does.
guitarist for so? Yeah, because I
So,
know the
oh, do
drummer
you
of so,
actually?
you know, so it's so funny. Yeah, yeah, it's really
Oh,
funny.
oh, Thomas, it's been an absolute delight to speak to you this morning. We could carry on talking, but that's the thing. We could carry on talking. Like we chatted to each other on Wednesday. We
Yeah.
actually made it. We thought it was quite funny because we could have just carried on talking to each other until this morning.
Yeah,
You know, we'd have had to have had comfort breaks
yeah,
and refreshments and all that kind of thing. But it just felt very
yeah,
natural to keep
yeah,
talking with you. I could just like jump some lunch. I could, you know, I could carry on.
yeah. Oh,
But
it'd be
we
lovely.
can't. We can't. You are a very busy
No,
man, and I really wish you well with everything you're doing. I think it's amazing. It has been lovely to have met you, lovely to speak to you, and I will certainly follow your path to great success from here on. I'm very interested to know that you're
thank you.
doing well and what you're putting back to all of those that cross your path. I think that, you know, the younger generation, you're the younger generation, but, you know, those even younger than you, I think it's fabulous to see, for them to see how you're succeeding and to follow in your path of great ambition. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for
No,
joining
thank
us.
you.
Right, well, you
Honestly, it's been
must.
lovely.
Thanks, Thomas. You must carry on your day. So we shall say goodbye. I will probably call you in a bit just to see how you are and to see how you think today went.
That.
People have said, all right, but
Yes,
and
that'd be
yes, I'll
nice.
let you know. I don't know if I can print them and email them to you. I don't know. I'll see if I can copy them and paste them to you. But thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
and I would love to speak to you again sometime.
Thank you. And best of luck to you.
Thank you, Thomas. Take care.
Definitely. Best of luck to you. What you're doing is amazing. You're fabulous. Thank you. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye, Thomas. Bye. Oh, that was lovely. You know, it's true. I could carry on talking to Thomas. He's got so much to say about all of the things he does. And when you carry on talking to this thing, the next thing, there's more questions that come out as well. I mean, yeah, I have my crib sheets and I write a few things down, but generally the conversation just flows from one thing to the next to the next. And Thomas is a very easy person to talk to. So it would be very easy to just carry on talking and talking. But let's have a little look at this. I showed this the other day. So this is how we can get in touch with Thomas. Thomas has a website, and on that website he has all of his tour dates. He has a link to his radio show. He's got merchandise on there as well. And of course, there's his email address. So if you want to connect with him, send him an email. All right, and he's also on Facebook. Now, he has thousands and thousands of followers on Facebook. Do contact him there. He's always on it. He's always looking at what's going on, and there's other people checking it all out. So give him your words of support and tell him what you're doing, maybe, and how you are so keen on your music and the kind of path that you want to go down. And then, of course, there's his Instagram. We all love a picture, and there's oodles of pictures of Thomas and what he's been doing. There's some of his shows as well. There's some of the clips of the interviews that he does. So check that out as well. But it's been It's been lovely to talk to Thomas this morning. I'm going to go over to his website, check out his tour dates, and I'm certainly going to tune into his radio show in the morning, if anything, to see how he does his, what his interview technique is like. Learn a few hints, handy hints and tips. But what we'll do now for the last bit of our show, I'm just looking down here to set this up, is we will listen to one of Thomas's songs, Nothing Lasts Forever. This was one of the first ones that he recorded last year in lockdown. He wrote it. The words are lovely. The song is just fabulous. So don't forget, please subscribe to my channel. Email me, kate@pinksaltshed.com, if you've got anything to say. But until the next time, until Monday, have a fabulous weekend, and thank you so much for watching today. It's been a treat. Thank you.
Did you ever see the one that burst the rainbow? Did you ever hear the bells that ring at night? Did you ever whisper nothing through the window? Did you ever see the colors through the light? All eyes are watching, all eyes can see. All eyes are watching you and me. Did you ever dream that sometimes you are somewhere where the elephants and animals could fly, and all the world was floating round in circles, with tiny plastic people passing by? All eyes are watching, all eyes can see. All eyes are watching you and me. All eyes are watching, all eyes can see. All eyes are watching you and me. Does the time stand still when you're looking in the mirror? Does the pale reflection satisfy your soul?